Yo! Welcome back, everybody. This is Pedro, the Marvel fanboy.
This is Tom, Zombie Mark Spencer.
and we are the Comic Convo Express, yo.
Welcome.
So we are live on Twitch TV.tv/PevGamer. Already making mistakes already.
All right.
And you can also check us out on our YouTube channel at our youtube.com/Comic Convo Express. Hit the subscribe button. And follow us all episodes edited by our own Pev Gamer. Also check us out on our Patreon. Go to the patreon.com/Comic Convo Express, no spaces, where if you join now, you will get early access, behind the scenes contents, cool merchandise, artwork from our own Tommy, Zombie, and access to our other show, The After Hour.
Zombie.
Zombie. That's a good run. You can get access to the after show where the convo goes wherever we want to go, uncut and uncensored. The after hour is exclusively on the Patreon. You can also check out the streamlab.com/PevGamer/merch for merchandise.
Get that merch.
For the Pev Gamer and Comic Convo Express merchandise.
Have you not memorized this script yet?
No, I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Yeah, second season, baby. Second season. Let's go.
Redwood says hi to both of you, by the way.
Hey,
Redwood, represent. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back.
Brother, welcome.
Comic Convo Express is brought to you by W Energy Drink. Go to w.gg and use the promotional code PevGamer, all caps, for 10% off the entire order. Get your dub on. Also, in the middle of the show, I just want to mention this.
No. Save it. Save the
You
surprise.
don't want me to surprise them?
No, you surprise them.
Well, I want to give a shout. All right, now I'm going to give a quick shout out to everybody who's in the chat room. Keep on information. Keep asking questions. We got you.
Man. Bring them on, man.
You part of the show like we are. So, Tommy Zombie, Pedro the Marvel fanboy, and of course our own Pev Gamer. How you doing, Pev?
Welcome, Pev.
You guys are giving me fucking headaches. You know how much editing it is to fix some of this shit? I'm happy to be back. Everybody welcome on in Season 2, Comic Convo Express. We are shooting for an awesome season, so we have a lot planned for you guys. We have so many good goodies coming up. We have a couple surprises midway through the season. So, I want to just thank you all for being here. They want to thank you for being here. And, yeah, I can't think of much of a other thing. They're having a stroke over there. That's we don't have insurance, by the way. I just want you to know both. We don't have that kind of coverage here.
Workers' comp.
No workman's comp here. Let's get right into segment 1. So segment 1, this episode's going to be all about Marvel Zombies.
Peter? It's me.
And the original run to a couple of the newer runs. Do not worry if we didn't hit your favorite Marvel Zombies book. We will be doing a follow-up episode, so hold your horses. We'll be there. So segment 1 is what was your favorite run of Marvel Zombies? You'll pick what volume of Marvel Zombies was your favorite, and why does it stand out for you, and how would it stand out for others? Tommy, I'm going to throw you the ball on this, buddy.
I'm going to pass the ball to Pedro.
I catch it. Touchdown. So, all right, my favorite, I'm just going to go right into it. We were talking about the list earlier, but I'm going to just break it down. My favorite was always the first one, the original, because, you can't beat the original.
The OG,
Marvel Zombies.
Baby, the OG.
It was written by Robert Kirkman, and the artist was Sean Phillips. He was our artist on the book with Ed Brubaker, The Criminal, so I got to give him props for that book. But Marvel Zombies was, awesome. The cover, phenomenal. As you can see, alternate covers and the whole series when Robert Kirkman was on it by Arthur Soydon.
Yeah.
And it just felt like a zombie book. Now, what made it interesting for me was the first time seeing the Marvel Universe zombify. This was hot off of The Walking Dead, if you remember, when, it was really hot and everybody was reading it, everybody was watching the TV show. So it was more like, what if it happened in the Marvel Universe?
Try again. Marvel Zombies Volume 1 releases in 2005.
Right.
The Walking Dead doesn't come out until 2008.
Yeah. But the book was out?
The book was out, not the show.
Aha, then the book. Sorry.
Nobody was watching it on TV, Pedro.
Well, it was coming. Anyway.
It was in the works.
First time I got it.
Get him.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Welcome to Fox 5. NBC.
So yeah, my mistake on that. But yes, it was at the time. Everybody was all into zombies, and they said, "Well, let's just see a Marvel universe where they're all turned into zombies." And I liked how it started, with the Sentry coming out into space, and he just crash landed. He was already infected, and they just started biting all these heroes. Next, the whole world was flooded with zombies, heroes.
Everybody's turning.
But these were like different type of zombies. I just noticed that.
Not like the eat your brains. And,
not like Night of the Living Dead or The Walking Dead where they're all like stupid.
they're like all slow.
You could run from them. You could push them on the floor and just take off.
Trip them.
Yeah. These were actually like they still maintained their intelligence. They still maintained who they were. It's just like they just had the urge to eat people. They were hungry.
And if they had powers, they still had their powers.
They still got to keep their powers. What made it worse?
Kind of, somewhat.
It was just like they knew how to use it. It's just like if Spider-Man lost both arms, he couldn't shoot.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
We have a redeem on here that is Trump voice. For my other streams, Redwood wants to know if he redeems it. Will you guys try to do like a Trump voice for like a minute?
You could go on that. I'll go, then you go. Go ahead.
Well, I mean,
no. He said if we.
So we have to imitate his voice.
Yeah, try to imitate his voice.
Okay, let me see if I can. Imitate
They redeemed it. So.
I'll do it. But if I don't do it right, don't blame me.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Like the zombies were there, and they were eating the cats. They were eating the dogs. And I got to say,
they turned them all
into zombies. Wait. Oh, I thought Spider-Man shot me.
Oh.
Fight
Security.
like hell.
Blue team, enter.
So I thought that was a great storyline. I believe that the zombies were really, really hitting below the belt, and the fact that the writers they were hired, the way I'm promoting it, I'm fired. And you, Tom.
All right, I'm not giving you no Trump, man. I'm not giving you no Trump.
Come on,
Fake news.
Fake news.
I'm good.
But yes, I'd say Marvel Zombie 1 was like the best one.
That was great, man.
How about you?
All right, mine's is actually, believe it or not, is Marvel Zombies number 5. The reason, actually written by Fred Valente?
Fred Valente.
Art by Kevin Walker, issues 1 and 3. And
Kevin Walker did 1 through 3, yeah?
I believe
No,
so.
he did.
Wow, that's really
Oh
interesting.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did. And Wellington, Avies did issue 4 to 5. Reason why I really like this because it was different than the other Walking Deads. Here we go.
Here we go. Hey!
Oh no!
It was different. It was different than the other Marvel Zombies because they showed the zombies, the heroes turn to zombies, etc., etc.
Right.
But this one was totally different. Threw all that out the window, and it's actually in the Earth 483, which was a Western, which took place back in the Western days, which was really cool because it shows Aaron Stark, which is the ancestor of Tony Stark. Then it shows the daughter of
2020.
her name is Jackie. It shows the daughter of Hurricane, which was I don't know if he was a mutant. Yeah, I think he was a mutant. He had all these powers where back in the days he was a gunslinger, but he was really fast. He could run fast. He had all these powers, and he was really quick with the shooting. So back then, it's really cool how it opens. It shows Kid Colt, which was a Western.
One of the Marvel Westerns.
Gentlemen, hydrate.
Hydrate. Oh, here we go.
Get your dub on.
Get some drink. I'm not gonna choke on the ice.
While they're taking their drink. Just as a quick few announcements too. W's promotional code is PevGamer all caps, 10% off your entire order. Make sure you guys check out the link.
Sweet. It's funny because that was your favorite, but I had a problem with after Volume 3. No offense to the creators on the boat, Fred Valente and them, but it took after Volume 2, the superheroes that were already infected ended up going to space. They fought Galactus. They ate them. They were all decided, hey, they're going to travel. They would go through the timelines and stuff.
Why did they travel, Pete? Because they ate Galactus and they absorbed
They
his
absorbed the
powers.
cosmic powers, right? So after that happened, Robert Kirkman went off the book. He actually came back for one more called Dead Days, which we'll get into in a second.
One shot, yep.
But after that, it was like I saw Volume 3, I saw Volume 4. By the time I got to Volume 5, it was like I almost fell off the wagon.
No. But see, the reason why I liked it, this is my opinion, is
Right.
because it was set in the Western days. Again, Kid
Different
Cole,
situation.
it's cool because it shows him outside in like a casket, and it has a piece of glass above it. And Aaron Stark goes into the saloon.
Past, yes.
And he sees a Hurricane drinking, and he goes up to him. He's like, "Listen," he shows him like all these plans. He's like, "Listen, I'm gonna do a Western show. Can you roll with me and put on your trick shows and everything that you do and everything?" And he's like, "I don't want no part of that." So he leaves the saloon, and Kid Colt, you see, he was in that glass, not there anymore. It turns it, all the dead start rising. He turns to a zombie, grabs Aaron Stark, takes him behind a what do you call that? An alleyway, starts eating them, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" So all the dead's rising. It's cool because it shows a scene where it shows the original Ghost Rider. I believe his name was Phantom Rider.
Phantom Rider, yes.
It shows him as a zombie. It shows all these other zombies, and a lady goes into to the bar and goes, "Listen, dude, Hurricane, you gotta help us." And he was like, "All right, cool, man. One more time." He pulls out all these ammos. He goes John Wick on everybody, and he's so nice with the gun. It shows like the scene where he's like shooting, and he's capping all these zombies in the head. Pow, 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 pow. He's nice, right?
Okay.
And then he pauses for a second. He sees his dead wife risen. Her name was little something. I forgot her name. Her name was, I wrote it down somewhere.
So
Her
it
name
was his
was
wife?
Little. Yeah, he saw his dead wife, and she had a bullet hole in her head. And he paused because all this time he was lying to his daughter Jackie that her mother died from a virus. But in actuality, when he was doing his trick shows at the carnivals and stuff, even though he was fast with the gun, he wasn't a percent shot. So he accidentally shot her in the head and killed her by accident.
Oh.
So with the grief of that, he was drinking and tried to drown himself in sorrow.
Sounds
So
like
anyway,
typical
when he saw her
cowboy.
like that, one of the zombies shot him. He fell down, and all the other zombies attacked him. But before he died, he passed his powers to his daughter Jackie. So she had the gun powers. She was murking all the zombies and stuff. But it was really cool because it was set back in the day. Oh, and it was really cool because Howard the Duck shows up.
Oh.
And just before Jackie gets murked, you see this big razor blade with a hand come out, like a robot hand. There you go, baby.
Aaron Stark?
Yeah, no. Machine Man.
Machine Man. Aaron Stark.
So he shows up and she's like, "Who are you?" And Howard the Duck's like, "Lady, what do you think? We're from Cleveland." But it's funny because the actual Howard the Duck series, the real comic, is cool because these writers actually paid a lot of attention to stuff because in the writer, he wrote that the actual Howard the Duck came from Cleveland in the comics. And it was cool because
Like Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where
So,
he originated from.
Here's a fun fact. And,
when he came here.
and then it kept going, and he was like, "Lady, you're surprised to see me?" And she was like, "No, I'm surprised to see a duck with pants." He's like, "Listen, lady, my lawyer told me I have to wear pants. I've always wore pants." Fun fact, Howard the Duck, Disney was suing Marvel because
he
didn't
looked
have any
like Donald
pants.
Duck.
No, well, that because he didn't have any pants and the similarities were similar.
Oh,
So they send him to Sydneyland, take
get
out the
pants.
Sydney and put a D in it, Disneyland, and they did a rearrange, and they found a fit where he wore clothes, which was really cool.
Which makes sense, though.
Which
It
where he
makes
was
sense
wearing
to do it.
pants, pantalones. And so basically the storyline, it took Machine Man, Jackie, Howard the Duck, and they went through time to get samples of blood to find a cure. And it was pretty cool because they jumped through different things. And the reason why I like number 5, art was really good. The reason really I like number 5 is because they paid homage to a lot of stuff in the past.
From the past, yeah.
Night of the Living
that
Dead.
respects.
They also paid homage to the writer who wrote 28 Days Later. And also paid homage to Army of Darkness, San Raimi. They called it San Raimi Universe.
Right.
It was really, really cool. So that's one of the reasons why I like
Well, I
it.
mean, I'm not attacking the book. Like I said, it's different. But my issue was it started off strong, like the superheroes were the threat, becoming zombies and how unstoppable they. Like we just became sheep and cattle.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it went from that to as soon as they left the earth, they were still heroes. There were zombies still on Earth. And instead of focusing on that, they did focus on it, but it was more about the heroes that were still alive. Machine Man was one of them. I know Morbius was another one, but he was also semi-zombie, which was kind of weird. They were trying to find the cure for that.
Is vampy.
Yeah, they were the Midnight Suns, like the Werewolf by Night was in one of them.
That came in.
I think it was volume 4 or 3.
4. No,
one of the
3
two.
and 4.
3 and 4. It was
and
like
four.
mixed.
End of 3.
And it
And
kind
the
of,
3, yeah.
and
The
it
3
kind of
showed
like
Marvel, the Midnight Suns.
exactly.
the
And I was
man
still,
thing.
and I was sitting
With
here
the
waiting
man
for them
thing?
to come back.
Man thing.
I know man
I
thing.
got a man thing. You got a man thing? Yeah.
We got man things.
We got man
What
things.
the hell?
What the?
Pause.
Hashtag man things.
We forgot. That's going to be a pause.
Brother,
Yeah, there you go.
So, so I was sitting there hoping, waiting to see the zombies come back to Earth, all cosmic, seeing how they're gonna be, and they never came back until
that
like
came in return.
it came into the return. I had to wait
the return,
2009 just to see this book. So I kind of like skipped, but I did go back and double check it, and it wasn't for me. I read it and I was like,
Return was pretty good though.
Return was
Because it brought,
awesome.
It brought the whole
It
crew
kind of
back.
like Boa tied the whole storyline because we find out that the Sentry was sent from the past from that book as well as Army of Darkness. So it kind of it became a loop thing.
It's a big loop. Yeah.
And
So-
from there on out, they wiped out all the zombies. So that
So
world is safe.
Hold up. So, to clarify, because you guys are going all over with this, right? So, just to super clarify, the Army of Darkness and the Evil Dead series, they have a disease from the Book of the Dead called Deadites. So, in what is it called? The first Marvel Zombies within the chronological timeline, the one-off that Robert Kirkman wrote, Sentry came back from that future, that world, with the Deadite virus. We didn't know it was the Deadite virus. And then that spun into a Dark Horse and Marvel Comics collaboration called Army of Darkness versus Marvel Zombies. That way everybody's clear where the disease came from. Okay, I'm sorry.
And
Continue.
the Watcher in the
that was
in the
it
Return.
from the heavenly realm, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the heavenly realm. Yeah, yeah.
And then in the Return, it was the Watcher
Yep.
that sent the Sentry back, like the time loop.
Correct.
At the same time, the Sandman with Stark Technology helped wipe out the zombies in that world. So
Resurrection.
basically, yeah. And then it led to Resurrection. And then
Resurrection.
just,
Yeah.
So I mean, it's chronological order. It's just so crazy. It was pretty cool. But
We've got Redwood. I'm gonna do it in the voice because I know he loves the voice. Fake news. No one is a zombie. They're all just faking illness. They really are.
It's COVID.
here comes Donald.
It's the Congo flu.
Or is
From
there?
China. Where'd it come from? Or what's the
Or
originator?
is there? That's the question.
What's the originator? China?
Those dirty.
Same place that got
We're
COVID.
gonna get canceled.
It's from the dirty places, the wet labs that were in the middle of the woods in Evil Dead, and you can't change my mind. We have to stop Sam Raimi from spreading the disease.
Well, hopefully he'll be back for Doctor Strange 3 to spread the word.
Spread the word.
So, that's my opinion on it.
So I just want to make sure we're clear.
Yes.
Why does Marvel Zombies 1 stand out to you?
Because it was how it started. It was
Okay.
basically how it started, and the fear of the superheroes, the big ones like the Hulk and them,
Thor,
Giant Man, Thor,
all
Iron
of
Man,
them.
all like they're about to eat you. And there's no place to hide. These are
No,
your
I
heroes.
get that. I just want to make sure we didn't lose it in translation.
no.
And Tommy, same thing. You liked 5 because of the wackiness and craziness of
It
it.
was different,
Western,
different world.
and it showed like little stories of different universes, and plus it paid homage to a lot of the greats. Sam Raimi,
Respect,
Boyle, the
yeah.
28 Days Later, Night of the Living Dead.
So
I really
much
like
love
that.
to Fred Valente for
Yeah,
doing that.
shout
So,
out.
Shout out.
All right, gentlemen. So we're going to go to then segment 2. Segment 2, the top 3 craziest deaths in the Marvel Zombies series. No honorable mentions. I just want to know, what was your number 1 death in the entire series?
Number 1.
Number 1.
My number 1 was in Marvel Zombies 1. Pete, shout out to you. Galactus, because of course when they eat beings, they killed Silver Surfer. They ripped them to shreds, and actually Hawk bit them. They all ate them, and for some reason in this universe, was it 2-1?
2-1.
6-9?
Hold on, give me 1 second. I wrote it down.
6'9".
6-9. 2149.
2149. When
off
they
by
ate Silver
number.
Surfer, they all obtained cosmic powers because Surfer came to this world and was like, oh, by the way, Big Purple's going to come and eat you guys. Galactus, I loved it how they, whatever minds that they had left, Hank Pym and all them, Hulk,
Yes.
they all sat down and said, like, listen, let's create this device, Tony Stark. And they created like this big gun. They put all their powers to it, and they shot Galactus. And to see Galactus fall was amazing. Not only did they fall, they ate him. They're like,
They were
guys,
hungry.
Galactus buffet.
He was cooked already. Time to
Galactus
eat him.
buffet. That's my.
They had a whole mini civil war over his body.
Yes.
It was. Oh yeah, they battled. Correct.
Yeah.
With
Yes.
the Hulk, too.
Oh, and when Galactus fell, all the other villains that were not cosmic powered came out. All the woodworks. You got your Venom, your Green Goblin. It was great. It was really nice to see them.
The Red Skull.
Yeah, a Red Skull. He
And
fought.
they had enough food to eat.
Oh, and he fought Colonel America, which was
Not
not
Captain.
Captain America in this universe for some reason. So that's my number one. Are we gonna go
You
two,
said
two
three.
and three?
Yeah.
Oh, my number two, of course, Silver Surfer. He fell in Marvel Zombies 1. Oh, they ate him. He showed up. All the
More
zombies were like,
that's-
"Hey, what is that? It's a silver Twinkie." Well, I bet his cream fillet tastes really good. Pause.
Pause.
And so he flies away.
Kinda gay.
Comes back, and they all end up attacking him. Hulk bites
False
him.
news.
And they all just start eating them, and just to see Silver Surfer fall, because I'm a huge fan of Norman
Yes.
Rad, Silver
too.
Surfer.
Represent.
Just to see him fall, man, rest in peace. And then my number three, Marvel Zombies 3, when was it? They show up. Siege shows up. Was it Moonroar, or Aquarium? Jennifer
Oh,
Kale.
yes. Oh, my God.
Jennifer Kale and
Old school characters.
Yep, and they showed up, and Deadpool zombie shows up,
With
and
his head.
they're fighting. So Jennifer Kale throws a zombie Deadpool to the a boat propeller just to see Deadpool get all splattered, and that's how you got his head.
Just the head of
the
Deadpool.
origin of Deadpool head.
That is pretty
So
cool.
that's my three right there, P.
I didn't think
I
about
love how the itinerary is just one, no honorable mentions, and
not-
Tommy just
no,
went
it's
for
not
it. What? I did say top three?
Crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold
Oh,
up. Let me look.
I didn't-
Oh, I did say top three. I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't do no honorables.
Fake news.
Fake
I didn't do no
news.
honorables. I didn't.
There was no
My
honorables.
apologies. Also, Homo Pedro is trending on Twitter again.
Oh, let's go! Let's not
False
go!
news. False news.
Hashtag let's not
Hashtag
go!
false news.
Kinda gay.
Eat those cats. Eat the dogs.
You killed it, bro. You killed it. You killed it.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Better get out of sight.
Hide your kids, grab your wife, better get out of sight. Voodoo, you voodoo, bitch. Let's go. Saying be the Papa Shango, I'm bearing some 80. Handful of
Hoodoo, you hoodoo.
All right, well, let me give you my top three. Tommy took one of them. That was my number one, Galactus and Silver Surfer. I put them both together because you couldn't eat Galactus without nibbling on the Surfer.
Can't have one without the other.
Exactly. Because as soon as they bit the Surfer and found out that the power cosmic made them feel better, they were like, you know what? Let's go for something bigger. And that's when they went
Silver
after
Surfer's
Galactus.
mashed potatoes. Galactus is gravy.
It was like a KFC chicken kind of thing.
Tenders, taters, and gravy. I threw in a biscuit and a big old cookie.
Anyway. So,
Real quick. Hashtag Pedro is the top of the OnlyFans list models right now.
number
and he's
one.
the only fan.
One. Still number one. Number two is, believe it or not, this gets serious. So here, bear with me.
Serious.
I picked Mary Jane Watson and Aunt May.
Oh.
In this world, both of them were killed
Pete,
and
take your head
eaten.
off. Take your head off.
Remember this? He was eaten by my boy Spider-Man. my favorite dude right there. And after he ate him, you know how he feels bad about Uncle Ben? Well, he felt bad that he ate Mary Jane and Aunt May. Pause.
Love hurts.
It does.
Love really hurts. Love tastes good too.
It
All
does.
right, good.
Like chicken.
Tenders, taters, and gravy. I threw in a biscuit and a big old cookie.
Hashtag eat your loved one.
Eat your loved one. Now, number three, I put in the Black Panther when he was
T'Challa.
first tortured by Giant Man.
Oh.
And then almost getting assassinated attempted by Fabian Cortez.
Oh, the accolades.
And then was bitten by the Wasp. out of all people to bite him and turn him, it had to be her. I mean, he was almost killed by Fabian. He was almost killed by Giant Man, eaten by Giant Man, but they kept him alive because every time they took a bite, they chopped off his leg. Took a bite in the arm, they had to chop off the arm. You know, stuff
it's
like
crazy that you said that because when they came back in the other Marvel series later,
yes.
Black Panther has a new robot arm. He has a new robot leg. Spider-Man has robot leg.
I think Forge has something to do with that.
Yeah, they all look like Forge material.
They look
Iron
like
Man
Deathloks.
Stark had half a robot body.
Yeah.
Remember? That was crazy.
There was a way to keep him alive.
That was crazy.
But I thought that was pretty like, ooh. So there you go. That's my top 3. Also, I want to interject real quick. This is going to be like a surprise segment. So bear with me, everybody. Everybody in the chat room, hear me out. I got a question for you like Pete Pet Gamer does to us in our segments. He usually picks the topic, and as professionals that we are, we have to answer it, give us our honest opinion. I'm asking you for an honest opinion on this question. Hear me out. The question is because this is a Marvel Zombie episode with Halloween's coming up. So we're going to pop a Halloween question. And as we go along with these segments, Pav will interrupt us and give us your answers. And we want to hear the stories. We want to hear everything from you guys.
Ask your question.
So here's the question. When you were younger, between the age of 3 and 12, you obviously went trick-or-treating. You were in costumes. My question to you is, what type of comic book costumes did you wear when you went out trick-or-treating? Not going into like
homemade makeup.
Yeah, homemade. It could be homemade or it could have been store-bought. Now, we're not talking about going to conventions and, sporting out the costume. We're talking about actually trick-or-treating. Like, you went out in public, proud to wear the comic book characters you were, and you actually believed in until you got the candy. We want to hear from you guys throughout the show. Bring it to the chat room. Chime in. Pav will interrupt us, and we want to hear your story, all right? So, go ahead. Let's go to segment 3.
I also, just for fun, too, just putting it out there, YouTube as well. We read your comments.
Yes.
If you're watching over on YouTube, definitely put in the comments answering the question too. Who'd you dress up as? Age 3 to 12, anything in between. What comic book character did you go trick-or-treating as? So, also, just to embarrass myself a little bit, since we're asking you guys, I believe from like the age of like, I don't know, 3 to like 8, would I say 8 or 9? I dressed up as Spider-Man like every year. So now apparently there's pictures. Your mic's not on, so they can't hear you. But yes, there are pictures of me doing that. So segment 3, guys. Who is your favorite artist on Marvel Zombies? Could be any volume. I don't care. Just who's your favorite artist?
Well, I'll go first on this one because the answer is really simple. Sean Phillips from Marvel Zombies 1 and 2.
Nice.
I love his artwork. I mean, it created the zombie universe in the Marvel universe. The way he did the skulls and everything come out of the costumes, the teeth, like interior wise, it was phenomenal. It made the story flow smoothly.
Nailed it.
Sean Phillips, you get my props.
Props, baby, props.
So how about you?
Didn't it say
real
artist?
quick. I'm sorry.
Redwood wore Bumblebee costume around the age of 7, and he was a Power Ranger at the age of 5. So that's a couple.
Wait, go back to Bumblebee.
Was he Yellow Power Ranger?
The yellow Bumblebee?
The Transformer.
Yeah.
The movie version or the comic
cartoon?
version? Or
Well,
cartoon
when he was 7, the movie wasn't out yet, so it had to have been the cartoon.
Yeah, it had to be.
So it'd be the cartoon.
80,
All right, cool.
86,
That was good.
80s.
Did he transform into the little
80s
Bumblebee
great.
guy?
You can't ask a minor that.
He can respond when he wants.
Ask him what color Ranger was he? Was he pink or was he yellow? All right, back to the show, guys.
He was pink. No fake news here.
No fake news.
No fake news.
Well, it is cancer awareness. Go pink.
Even though it wasn't in the Marvel Zombie issue, series 1, 2, or 3, or even 5. I liked from the FF 21 to 23 was Mario Guanava. What's his? How you pronounce his name?
Mario
Guavira.
That was his name?
That's who did the interior work.
Oh,
yeah.
the interior.
Greg Land did all the covers, I believe.
I thought he did the interior too.
I don't think he did the interiors.
That was the Ultimate Fantastic Four 21 to 23?
Yeah.
No, it was
Land?
Greg Land.
Okay,
Greg
it was Land then. All right.
Also, you give him props.
Yeah, I give Greg Land props, and because if you look at that art style, it's very similar to Adam Hughes, and I love me some Adam Hughes.
So Greg
That's
Land,
why
yeah.
I really, really like that.
Greg Land's a good choice. Baby. He was on my honorable mentions because he did the covers as well.
He's
and
nice.
interiors.
He
is nasty.
He did really, really nice.
And another person, I don't know mention, I'm giving him Soydan. He did all covers in the earlier Marvel Zombies. He did a couple covers for Moon Knight and Black Panther during their crossover.
Correct.
So I would have loved to see him do the interiors.
Interior, yeah, I wonder why
imagine
he never-
this inside the book.
Inside, that would have been
That would
sick.
have been phenomenal.
Really, really.
So
really
those
nice.
are my 2 honorable mentions on that. But Greg Land was a good choice. I don't know who was the other guy you were talking about.
There was it stated when I fact checked it. It said Mario Guevara. It said issue 21 to 23.
I wonder if he was the colorist or something.
I don't know. It just said it right. Look at the bottom. It said that's those the credits. That's
Mario
why.
Guevara. Yeah,
Yeah,
he might have been a
I have to
colorist.
look them. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I have to.
We'll double research on
we'll,
that one.
We'll get back to you on that. We're never gonna get back to you, but
We will.
we say we are, but we're not.
But there you go. Sean Phillips and Greg Land.
Greg Land, baby.
Two
I love me
artists.
some Land.
Doing great.
Even though, like I said, he wasn't on the main series, but I really, really liked him.
Yeah.
It was really, really nice.
So, Pet Gamer, how you doing? He fell asleep over there.
No, he's good, man.
I'm reading our chat. You relax, sir. No, nobody can hear you. I have you guys muted. So, let's see. Segment 4 is coming up. So we're segment 4. Okay, who struggles the most with their loss of humanity, and who embraces being a zombie in the Marvel Zombies series? I think honestly, guys, when writing this, first comes to mind for me is the original series. So Volume 1, Volume 2, and Resurrection. But I mean, maybe you guys have a different opinion. But what are you guys thinking?
I'll take it.
All right,
All right. So, to me, it's 2 questions: who struggled with it, and who embraced it.
It is 2 questions.
So it is. So I'm gonna break it
No
down.
fake news.
Who struggled, and it's obviously even in every volume. It's not just in the first volume. Spider-Man. In the first volume, he struggled being a zombie. He struggled who he ate. You know, he had that great responsibility in his head, even though he's a zombie trying to survive. So he struggled with that. In the newer volumes that I read, even in this book, there's a storyline where he struggled, trying to first save everybody from being zombified until he became a zombie. So he really struggled because life is that big and important to him. And once you become a zombie, it's all about survival, and it really bothers him after he kills you. So that's how I looked at it for that. Who embraced it? I put down Giant Man, Hank Pym, because he figured there was no way that this is the situation. So until we find the cure, I'm going to grab a human being, cut him in pieces when I'm hungry, eat it, and then still work on the cure. And the more he became zombified, the more that cure was never going to come. But he figured eat slower, eat less, and we'll end up saving the day. Eventually, after a while, after he realized he couldn't make the cure, he was like, well, why don't we eat this way? He wanted all the superheroes, when you catch a human being or anybody you're going to eat, small portions. It'll last longer. And I'm sitting there going, what? Like, that's kind of like, you're really into the zombie world. So that's who I say it is. And that's
he wasn't all there, though.
He wasn't all there. And he wasn't all there when he was alive.
But when he was eating a panther, he kind of retained some of his memory.
Right.
And he was trying. He made at least made an attempt.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy because the Hulk, remember, he couldn't.
Yo, Hulk was eating that. He was nice.
Yeah, he ate everybody when he turned to Bruce.
He treated everything as a buffet.
Was like, stretched out and
bloated. And
yeah, it got to the point he was like, dude, man, you just gotta kill me, man. You gotta take me out. So I'll turn the cosmic energy on him
and then all of a sudden he was moked out. Yep.
Yeah.
Before you guys go on with it too, I want to put it out there for sure. I think I agree actually with you a lot on that when it comes to Ant-Man. Because big thing about Ant-Man, right? Yes, in the beginning he was trying to get the cure. He had Black Panther. He was cutting off pieces of Panther and eating. But do you remember in Volume 2 when they figured out that just like the Deadite disease, after they've eaten enough, and if they sit in the starvation for long enough, they stop feeling the urge to feed?
Yes.
When Spider-Man tries to convince them the same thing, that it's like, oh my God, we can come back to humanity. We can do it. We need to stop herding these people together and eating them. And Ant-Man's like, yeah, no, kill him because he's ruining our way of life.
Yeah.
Thought that was crazy.
Well, I read recently in this book right here. There was
it's covered, so you're gonna have to read them the cover.
Oh, it's it was Marvel Zombies, Black, White, and Blood. I got this big treasury edition book, but there's a bunch of short stories about individual heroes, and one of them I read, it was Mr. Fantastic, and he's trying to get the cure. So he's literally like not even paying attention to what was going around him, but he was so busy working on the cure. Oh, really? I'm sorry. Oh, God.
Continue.
I'm sorry.
Continue, man. Go ahead.
But that story
There's
stuck to me
multiple
because...
versions of Reed Richards.
Yeah, but the one
this
he's
was-
talking about is exactly what
He was real quick. I didn't mean to do that.
No, go ahead. Go with
But
it.
in that story, it stuck with me because he's so focused on getting this cure, not realizing everybody's getting bit around him. And then when he thinks he got the cure and he's about to send it to the world, they're telling him, well, it's too late, Reed, because you're dead. And when he realizes, he starts to remember what happened, everything he thought he was working on did not happen. So then it brings me back to Giant Man. Giant Man was probably thinking the same thing.
Mine one wasn't on your one. Sorry.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Different
So-
read. You're right. Different read.
I called it.
Yeah.
So so I'm thinking about what Giant Man was trying to do. I think that was happening to him too until he just completely became a zombie and just gave up. So I think that's why he embraced it. Where Reed really struggled up until the point they realized it was too late. So that's why Giant Man's the man. But what's your
My takes were, of course, Spider-Man.
for struggle?
Yeah, the struggle, the turmoil of my aunt MJ. I killed everybody. I hit everybody, and I was like, oh man.
I ate man.
And then again in the Black, White, and Blood, you can it was really very bloody and gory. Those storylines it was 4 stories in there.
Yeah,
correct?
it was a bunch of them. 4 issues.
Yeah.
But like short stories and
Short
all
stories,
over the place.
The Daredevil one with the Punisher,
Yes.
Spider-Man one battling, but it's just poor Parker, man. You just felt for him, man. Yeah. So don't think as much as he tried to,
to save everybody.
Yeah, and he just couldn't. And then the part in was it Resurrection where he came through the window and he was bit by Colonel America, and he was like. He went to MJ and he was coughing up blood and he attacked her and he turned to Aunt May and he was like, go to the room, lock the door, and you can just see him just turning.
And he just broke the door.
It's crazy because when the crap hit the fan, Peter Parker's first thought was, I got to get to my family to make sure they're safe. And next thing you know, dude, he starts
he was
eating
the worst enemy of himself. But
That was that happened in Dead Days, right?
Yeah. Yes.
yeah, that also happened. It happened a bunch of times. And all these reboots, it's the same.
But I mean, like
result.
specifically, Tommy's talking about the one in Dead Days.
Yes.
Yeah, when it first happens.
Yeah.
And then
So who embraced it?
who embraced it? I was going Giant Man, Ant-Man.
Oh.
But
Same reason.
we'll go with I don't know. That was my
That
take.
was the answer. So we
That
had
was
the
my
same
take.
answer. We agreed on
Do
that.
you care? Do you care if I
Oh, no,
I
no, I'm
go?
sorry.
Oh, you got one? Oh no no. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
It was the Reed Richards.
Oh,
Do you
Reed
remember
Richards.
the issues where he was trying to find a cure,
Mm-hmm.
trying to discover a cure, but then he realized it was like, listen, this is what everything is evolving into. So he tricked.
Marvel Zombies 3 and 4 right there, baby.
He
Woo!
tricked the freaking Sue, turned her to a zombie, tricked Ben into a zombie, tricked the freaking Human Torch
Human Torch.
into a freaking zombie, and then you know what? He embraced it and he had this smile on his face, man. It's embedded in my head. Where he's got this smile and and he like lets them all bite him because he wants to see how it feels to turn. And then they all end up being zombies. But damn, man, I was like, man, it's crazy because it's crazy because you grew up on these characters. You watch them as cartoons, animes. You watch them in movies. You read them in books. And then to see them go through these transitions, you're like, damn, man, my kind of my heart goes out to these people, you know, especially Parker, man, dude was troublesome, man. Oh, he went through some shit.
He went through some, yeah, big time.
He went through some shit.
So normally we don't do this without the Patreon membership, but considering this is our big reveal for season 2 and we're back, I'm gonna let this episode. I'm gonna let this episode have an audience segment written in. So again, if you guys want to do this for future episodes, sign up for their Patreon as low as $4 a month. You guys get all sorts of exclusive, extended episodes via the After Hours show, and the higher tiers, you can actually create entire episodes based upon a subject you guys want to see. But Little Redwood, we love you. We love you so much, Redwood. Asked, out of all of the characters, who do you guys believe is the most dangerous of the Marvel Zombies characters?
I want to say I would take this Reed Richards because even though he's a zombie, he still has his knowledge and him as not zombie he's a genius, or even Dr. Doom too. Reed, Doom, but the main one I would pick would be Reed because he's a genius.
That's because they're.
I mean, again, you have your choices. Bruce Banner because he's a genius.
I was
also.
gonna say the Hulk.
You got Bruce Banner. You got Reed. You got Doom. All these people are above
Wait a
normal
minute,
intelligence.
Is the question is who should we fear of all the zombies?
Who
Reed
is
Richards.
the most dangerous at all
Reed
the zombies?
Richards because his mind, just because of his mind. I'm just saying, Pete. I mean,
I was gonna say the Hulk complete because hear me out though. It's not the intellect.
is the Hulk smash Hulk?
The
or
Hulk has this
thinking Hulk?
appetite. Now remember, average zombies have this appetite.
Hulk's the hungriest of them all.
He's done this of them all. He's the type of person who could, with one hand, grab anybody, eat you in one shot.
Yeah.
So I would figure he would be the one to be more dangerous. He'll wipe out humanity before anybody else could.
But mind state, can zombie Reed outthink the zombie
He could.
Hulk?
Reed could probably outthink.
He could probably set a trap for
if
him.
he was fighting other zombies. I'm talking about if he's fighting us. Like if we're not bit. I mean, Reed's powers, he could stretch and reach you, but then like.
All right, let me.
I think actually you both have a really good point because yes, Reed Richards literally is the smartest mind out of the remaining zombies, and then Hulk. You guys are muted when I'm talking.
You said Doom.
Hulk smash. Good.
No, it's okay. You guys
Oh, the Hulk smash.
All right, so let me ask you this: strength-wise, who can go toe-to-toe with Hulk? But now let me ask you this: now zombie Hulk, as Hulk smash, whatever.
Right.
Does he, even though he's a zombie, does he still get stronger as he gets mad? No.
He's capped out.
He's limited.
Yeah.
That's it.
Same thing with Wolverine. Wolverine's healing factor is tapped out.
So who can go toe to toe zombie-wise? Thor could probably go toe to toe with him. I'm just saying.
Right.
Think
No.
of it.
I mean, yeah.
Straight, not Juggernaut is sciatic crystal, whatever.
A zombie Thor
Yeah.
probably could go toe to toe with him. Yeah.
Well, battle experience,
Right.
Thor-wise.
Right.
You
I mean,
still kind of
but
remain.
like out of all the heroes,
Yeah.
and villains, because they're all zombies.
Yeah, everybody.
If you see there's one zombie, straight up you're gonna die. Who would it be?
All of them.
Out of all of them?
Yeah. Like there's no chance for you to escape. You might as well just give up. Like if I saw the Hulk, he's gonna eat me in one shot. I'm dead. If I saw Reed Richards,
he's gonna make a Pedro burrito and just eat you.
If I see Reed Richards, obviously I have a point. I'm not gonna outsmart him,
No.
but I'm gonna try to run wherever he can stretch and get me. You know what I mean?
Well, Tony Stark is kind of smart too.
Yeah. And he has the armor.
Yeah.
True. And he'll blast you and cook you before he eats you. So.
Hank Pym as Giant Man, I'm sure he has enough strength to kind of go toe to toe with Hulk. I mean, they'll go at it.
Wait, gentlemen, was Thor still considered worthy when he got bit? I can't remember if he had the hammer in his hand or not.
He did.
They drew him with the hammer.
They had him with the hammer.
Okay.
But then again, I don't know. When you said that, it reminded me of Siege in the Marvel Zombies when he turned to a vampire. He got bit.
Yeah.
He turned to a vampire. His computer cybernetic system told him to terminate himself, and he shot himself in the head.
Tony Stark?
Siege. No, Siege. Siege killed himself.
Oh, Siege.
Siege. Remember where it led into the Rise of the Midnight Suns?
Yes.
The zombie ones?
Yes.
But that episode.
That episode.
that book where Siege got bit, his cybernetics made him. Well, that just made me think of that when you said that. But Thor, I don't know, wouldn't the hammer just leave him? Wouldn't he turn back to without the hammer? Wouldn't he turn back?
He would turn back to either Donald Blake or Eric
Masterson.
Masterson, whichever one he was at the time.
But now back to focus on the question. Ant-Man, I mean, Giant Man could probably go toe-to-toe with him. Juggernaut probably wouldn't have enough strength. And probably
I think intellectually he was more dangerous because he was thinking ahead before he
it would
tapped
probably
out.
go maybe a couple rounds. Thing always fought Hulk. But he never
Magic
was on.
Thing
He
is a
never was
zombie?
on his level. He never was on his level.
Yeah, it's
True. That is true.
But
'Cause
then
Hulk was a
again,
little stronger.
Magneto's strong, but he got ripped up in episode.
I think
he got ripped
fear-wise.
up in MZ1.
Magneto was
Zombies
one of the
1.
last one that he got eaten in
They ate
the
him.
Marvel Zombies.
He
series.
did survive a pretty long time.
But let me ask you this: remember when they ate Surfer, got cosmic power? Remember when they ate Galactus, got
Got the
Galactus
cosmic
power?
powers, yes.
When they ate Magneto, could they've got magnetic power?
No, 'cause he's a
they're
mutant.
already mutants.
He's a mutant.
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
Cosmic
gotcha,
powers
gotcha.
could be given and taken like Galactus. He always
Well,
did
yeah,
that.
that's another thing too. Like it's like the Beyonder, for instance. If the Beyonder ever showed up in the Marvel Zombie series, cosmic power is like the laws of physics. Energy is not created nor wait, what's it? It's energy. It can be dispersed, but not something of that nature. So
Hank Pym, remember Giant Man ate Ulta on space. Remember he ate him.
Yes, he did.
He ate him, and he got the power
The
to go
cosmic.
through
Dimensions.
So it is-
yeah, remember
yeah.
that? Oh, but he wasn't
But-
really technically dead because he was a mass of energy by himself. He was
Right.
set.
Same thing with
So space
the power of
energy could be
cosmic.
transferred.
Got you. So to answer that question, I would go.
You still say Reed?
I'd say Reed Richards,
You
man.
still say Reed.
Fuck
So
it,
his
why not,
answer
man?
Reed, and I say the Hulk. So
Why
there's
not,
your
man?
answer on that one.
I'd say
You know
that.
what though? I can make an argument for the Reed thing because you can technically make the certain argument about Hank Pym, but then why didn't Hank Pym travel through universes? When you really think about it, Marvel Zombies 1 and 2 take place within one universe. They went through the cosmos and ate all the aliens, but they never left their timeline. Where Reed was smart enough not only to infect everybody around him and embrace the dark hold, but then he finds a way to infect other universes. So yeah, I think that argument can be made. And yes, the Hulk, fucking scary. He would kill you, lights out.
Him not zombie is scary.
You know,
Yeah,
if I saw
exactly.
Spider-Man
Not
zombie,
zombie,
I'd be
yeah.
able to run, before he catches me. But
Like World War
I have
Hulk
hope.
and all that stuff. Hulk
Hulk
is
is
he's on a whole
dangerous.
nother
Imagine a
level.
Hulk breaker zombie. Just saying.
They had one in the end of
Secret Wars?
no, they had it in one of the I want to say Resurrection or the Return. One of them.
Oh yeah,
And
one of the
it
short
one of those
stories.
Hulk
Yeah,
was the last one. He was World Breaker Hulk zombie.
he'd probably end up the same way as Galactus.
And speaking of
Destroyed
MZ
everything.
1 and 2 that Robert Kirkman did, fun fact, he actually wanted in Marvel Zombie 2, he wanted to do a solo story, almost like
Like a prequel.
was it I Am Legend with Will
Yeah.
Smith?
Yeah.
He wanted to do a solo story with Luke Cage because his skin was
Oh, that's right, because it was unbreakable.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
right.
that's a fun fact. He wanted to do that, but I don't think it ever.
Is it Marvel Zombies 3 or 4 where they infect Luke Cage from the inside? That scene was fucking disgusting.
Actually, that was one.
No,
Wasp.
was it?
No,
Well, I think
he's
it was
in there.
Wasp.
He's a zombie in 1.
Yeah.
You see him going. "Rrr."
Someone flew in his mouth and bit him from the
I
inside.
think it was Wasp.
Was it?
So, I remember that one. Here's another fun fact. The first time we were introduced to the zombies was in Ultimate Fantastic Four 21-23. We were talking about earlier. It was called Crossover.
Yep.
It was written by Mark Millar and Greg Land.
Greg Land.
But fun fact, it was Mark Millar who started it, and it was supposed to be just a quickie story
Like
where
a one-
Reed
like
of the Ultimate Universe
solo
met up
story.
and communicated with Reed from the zombie world. And after that storyline finished, Marvel had this idea. That's when they came up with the idea, hey, we should do a zombie storyline where it affected the Marvel Universe.
Oh, Pedro, hang on 1 second.
But Mark,
Just for context, guys, Marvel's remind me 1610 was the original Ultimate Universe, or was it 1016? I forget what the number is, but in the original Ultimates universe, Reed Richards is a villain. He is evil. So he becomes. Bah, they can't hear you. Wait till I unmute your mic. He ends up becoming a bad guy, so it kind of sort of makes sense. All right, now I'm unmuting you.
and I was just correcting Pav, saying that was before he became the Maker, which was the villain. He was still good, just like the Marvel Universe, but he was communicating with his other self.
But you have to admit, Reed had always had tendencies of being a villain in Ultimates.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
he was experimenting beyond the way
Yeah.
he was thinking.
Quick question. The Ultimates, that was somewhat a Marvel reboot, like to
It
show
was supposed to be.
like all new perspective.
What if
like
they
same
were
with
born
Uncanny
now?
Same with the X-Men.
I would love to do an episode on the original Ultimates.
Spider-Man,
it
Bendis
showed-
and Bagley.
Yeah, it showed the earlier versions or like a whole nother Ultimates
Yeah,
with the Ultimates.
and
I
that's
like
what
that.
it was. And
Yeah.
it was supposed to just cross. It was supposed to be a 3-issue crossover.
Now in the Ultimates, Reed was young, right? He was like
he
a
was
younger
super
version.
young.
Yeah,
He was
okay.
super young, and he's talking to an older
Well,
self.
he was younger than
He was like a
yeah.
like a genius,
Than the
like a boy
hologram
genius.
version. Yeah.
And so Mark Millar turned it down after he did Fit because he was still doing all these other books.
Oh,
and
he was
he
gonna
just didn't
write-
feel like doing a zombie book. So that's when they tapped Robert Kirkman, who was at the time big with The Walking Dead before the TV
Before the
show.
the series on TV.
So he jumped in. He was saying, all right, I'll give it a try. He wrote a couple of scripts, and then he just delved right into it. Gave us the Zombies Part 1 and Part 2 and Dead Days, and it was just, to me, that was his best.
Actually, you know what?
That perfectly segues us into our final itinerary item, which is segment 5. Other than Robert Kirkman, who is your ideal writer and artist combo for a re-anvil to Marvel Zombies? So just so we're clear on the rules, this is not an existing Marvel Zombies. If they were to do a reboot, not like the awful reboot that has come out recently, you're getting a fresh slate. Who's your writer for the series and who is your artist for the series? I'll let you guys pick.
I'll take the ball. Okay, Marvel zombies had their version of zombies. Now, DC Comics, we'll just touch on it real quickly. There was a writer there, his name was Tom Taylor. He did a series called Deceased. When I tell you, if you ever get a chance to look this up or to fact check it for yourself, an amazing story. And this is kind of DC's version to kind of challenge the Marvel Zombies version.
Marvel Zombies,
now,
yeah.
writer-wise, I loved it. I loved the story. If you, like I said, if you ever get a chance, look it up. And now my favorite artist that I would choose for this particular series, like a reboot in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at the art from Sudan, so how's it? Sudan?
Arthur Sudan.
Arthur Sudan. Beautiful, right? I would choose Alex Ross to do something in a zombie-style book.
Ooh,
now, how sick would that be? I mean, I was thinking in the back of my mind, Jim Lee, because he's my all-time favorite artist. But I was thinking, how nice would it to see Alex Ross? You've seen his Kingdom Comes. You've seen his
Earth
Justice
X.
he did his Earth X. Beautiful art, but to see zombie versions of his art would be stupendous.
Alex, if you're watching this,
Alex,
give me the idea.
Pick up
Nudge,
a pencil,
nudge.
man. Let's get it. Let's make it happen.
So you say Alex Ross for the interior.
Interior, and the
And
writer would be Tom Taylor, who wrote Deceased. I was even fumbling with Craig Capullo also because I really like him.
For artists.
And then again, of course, why not bring back Robert Kirkman, man? Pay the guy some
the
more
question
bucks.
was,
I'm
can
just
you
saying,
Robert
no.
Kirkman?
I
I would love him to
yeah,
come
yeah.
back. That would be a great one.
Like have him go under another pen name and it won't be Robert Kirkman.
It could be Rob Kirk.
It'll be Kirk
Man.
It'll be Kirk the man.
The man. There you go.
But those are mine.
Ideas.
I got Tom Taylor and I got Alex Ross.
Hydrate, my friends.
Oh, hydrate.
Thanks, brother.
Wait till you hear my answer. It's going to be crazy.
Jim Lee.
That was not a nice one. Pause. All right. My choice is going to be a little challenging. Hear me out. This writer did Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Daredevil right now. I was trying to pronounce his name. Bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
Saladin Ahmed.
Okay.
Saladin Ahmed did those two books. The recent book that I read of his made me think he's the perfect writer to do a Marvel Zombies. Mm-hmm. If you ever look it up, Spine-Tingling Spider-Man. Repeat, Spine-Tingling Spider-Man. That storyline, he tells a dark story of Spider-Man battling. It's just how to describe it.
Creature?
It was like a
Mutated?
It was like a magical world.
I'm trying to help you out.
It's hard. I read it and I mean at first I was like, but as I got into it, it just drew me in. And it told a good Spider-Man story, but it was very like he was battling Mysterio and the Jackal in the storyline. But they took the world around him and it like played his mind, and it made him scared. Like he was at one point in a train with zombies chasing him and trying to protect the little girl who ends up going underneath the train. It was so weird, but it was so cool at the same time. And I thought it was reading a Marvel Zombies book when he did it. Nice. So I think he's the perfect choice to write it and succeed on Marvel Zombies. So Sweet. Give you that idea, Marvel. So Saladin Ahmed is my choice. Artist, I threw two names. Arthur Soydum, because I think he should do interior. That's a common nod.
That'd be sick.
My other choice, Goran Parlov. Goran Parlov was an artist on Punisher Max. If anybody read the interior of Punisher, not the covers, the interiors, his style is very gloomy, very dark, very like the way he draws gangsters in the Punisher Max, and the way that he drew the city and how dark it is, and like scenarios where I think it's perfect for zombie worlds where you see the survivors trying to make it. And I think he's the perfect artist for that. So
nice.
That's my choice, Goran Parlov. In case you wonder who he is. So now I'm gonna follow up with the Halloween question I asked earlier about the costumes, and we haven't heard anybody yet. So.
Pete, Redwood. What are you talking about? Redwood.
Oh yeah, with the Bumblebee. But anybody else? So I'm gonna give you my answer, and Tom's gonna give his. Ben Cooper was best known back in the 70s, 80s, 60s, making costumes with his face with the little eye holes in them.
Oh, the little rubber band in the back of your head.
Exactly, and
they used to cut your circulation.
I know the rubber band sticking back, and they have the plastic outfit. So
my brain hurts.
Growing up,
I got a headache. I'm like 8 years old.
Growing up, my parents would get me the box with the mask on the cover and everything. Oh. And I got Superman. I was Superman 1 year. I was Batman 1 year. I was Spider-Man 1 year. The Hulk. And I was very proud going out there with these little masks, little rubber bands circulating. And I was like, and got candy for it. And I was thinking I was Spider-Man. I thought it was Batman with the little cape and the plastic thing. The Superman
dope,
with the chest. The Hulk being green, and
You were the Hulk 1 year?
I was 1 year with
That's
the Hulk.
dope.
It was
There's
pretty
no
cool.
pictures? Is there pictures?
There has to be pictures. If I find
Dude,
you
I'm
guys,
telling you,
I will
your
post them on
mom,
here.
your mom probably has a picture somewhere.
And she's probably holding my hostage if she has.
She gonna bribe you.
She's gonna bribe me just so she get cut on it. But it was pretty cool. I was those were the early years. As we got older, she made us costumes and it wasn't a comic book fact, so I was a little upset. But when I was younger, it was at the height of me getting to superheroes, and those were my favorite. Those 4 were my favorite.
I got a quick story for you. I'll try to say it really quickly. Growing up, we didn't have the most money. My mother worked. My mother was a stay-at-home mom. My father worked, and we were poor. Basically, we were poor.
Okay.
But we had love, and we lived unloved, which was great. Rest in peace to my mom. We had love, and well, anyway, make a long story short, I was a ghost every year. We used to get the sheets. I cut 2 holes out, and I had these, the eyes. And I was a ghost every freaking year. I was a ghost.
Was there a stain on the sheet?
Well, I borrowed my sister's sheets one time, and she used to pee the bed all the time.
Pause.
So I was like a yellow ghost, and it was bad. It was tough, and I couldn't breathe. And I used to go up. I used to trick or treat. My eyes were like running because it was really bad, man. But that's my true story, and it's either that or I was a bum because I was a bum in real life.
But there was no costume.
poor.
But you didn't have any costumes you put together.
Dude, we were
DC?
either a bum, which was our regular clothes, or we were a ghost, and I was a pea ghost. That's what I was. I was a yellow ghost.
Was the pea like in the shape of an S, like Superman?
It looked like if you look at the globe, it looked like an island, like North America, South America. It was like just pea stains all over.
So you were,
and I had a rope to tie around.
So you were the DC universe.
I was never Batman. No, I'm sorry. There was cereal back in the days. They had like Star Wars on the back. It had like C-3PO head.
Oh yes.
So we cut it out. And we used to get a piece of string, and we were like C-3PO. Or we
that
were like
counts. That
R2D2, but we were poor. We could never afford anything.
Oh.
But good times though. Like
Did you get any candy?
I got candy galore.
There you go. That's the spirit of Halloween.
Galore with my pea sheet, and I was good.
You was still getting
the flies were roaming
We were
around
like,
me.
oh, he's Superman.
Flies were around me, but that's a true story, man. I love you, Erica, wherever you are. Love you. I know you're in Ohio. But
That's a funny
yep,
story.
good times. But that's my story. I have a fun fact to get off this topic. Sidebar: in the world, 2149, actually, with the Marvel Zombie Wolverine, from the 1990s, from Exiles 85, 86, if you ever get a chance to look it up, they did their version of Spider-Verse, but with Wolverine. They grabbed Wolverine from Age of Apocalypse, Days of Future Past. They grabbed Wolverine from, what do you call it? They grabbed all the Wolverines.
Even
from all the
X-23,
dimensions.
yes.
Everywhere, Weapon X, where he had one arm.
From Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah,
yes.
they had him there. And
They're all
it
teaming
was
up.
cool because, they all went to this world. This one guy showed up. He was called the Time Broker. The guy showed up, and he sent everybody to this world, and they all fought this collage person. It was Scarlet Witch fused with Wolverine fused with Mesmero.
Okay.
They were all fused together, but it looked like a hot version of Magneto, which was a chick. Okay. So anyway, they got them all to this world, and they were all fighting them. It was amazing. If you ever get a chance, it's Exiles issue 85, 86. But again, it was like, and it had Marvel Zombies Wolverine that played a big role in here.
Didn't they do something like that for X-Men Weapon X? That's a new series that just came out.
I'm not sure. But this was back in the 90s.
Oh, in the 90s.
And the cool thing about this was the Wolverine Marvel Zombie that they pulled, he didn't have the cosmic powers. They just pulled him from 2149. They pulled him into this world. Amazing, because they call it Brotherhood Mutant, which was the fake the brother. It's called Brother Mutant, which was a sexy Magneto. She controlled a lot of the variants of the Wolverine.
Okay.
Controlled them to fight the group that they called together, all the Wolverines. It was great. It was really, really cool. But again, it was like a Spider-Verse, but Wolvie-verse in a sense.
Wow,
but it was cool because Marvel Zombie...
when did that come out, though?
In the 90s. It came out in the 90s.
I can
85,
look it up.
86.
That was before.
Exiles?
Yeah.
And that was
Exiles,
pre
85,
Marvel
86.
Zombies. Oh, goodness.
In the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, pre-zombie. Because Marvel Zombies didn't come up till like in the 2000s.
Correct. Well, I think
2005. Was
2005.
Marvel
I think this
Yeah.
is the later issues of. Well, the series started in the 90s. I don't know how far it went.
It had to be past 95 because Age of Apocalypse was out in 95.
You said 85, 86?
Yeah, issues.
Came out literally the same year Marvel Zombies came out.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Also, it is
Like
Like I
recent.
said, they pulled this Marvel Zombie Wolverine before he ate Silver Surfer had Cosmic Cloud.
Yeah,
That
it
would
even
make
says it. It's the Marvel Zombies pre the
Oh,
series. So,
nice.
yeah.
There you
It's right
go,
when
guys. A little
Wolverine-
tidbit right
Nice,
there.
Yeah.
fun fact. You
Nice
got it.
little tidbit right there. That was cool because it had Marvel Zombie Wolverine.
Marvel Zombies.
Tom, do you have the top 10 for this week?
Oh, you know what? I don't.
No worries, no worries.
Whoa!
Wait,
Well, it's
Ask me
beginning
why.
of the season.
Ask me why.
Why?
Because by the time the episode drops, the hot top is not high anymore.
Especially when there was the Dazzler book that was supposed to be hot. And
It's supposed to be, what's her name? What's it? Taylor Swift?
Well, we'll get it for the next episode, so beware on
Actually, tell you what, go to Patreon. I'll drop it in the Patreon, guys.
There we
that. There
go.
you go.
I'll drop it in the Patreon
Awesome.
for you guys.
All right, crew. Well, I think that is going to be the end of today's episode. If you guys are good, just as a little fun tidbit, Marvel has released the reboot series to Marvel Zombies. I think it's absolutely horrible, but I want to hear your guys' opinions in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking of the series. Are you enjoying it? Are you upset because it's basically a pull of Marvel meets The Last of Us? Tell me your thoughts down in the comment. But this has been Comic Convo Express. Thank you guys for letting us get to season 2.
Guys, make sure. We're talking? Good. Drop your like, your comment on the bottom. Subscribe. Check out the Patreon. Thank you again for spending some time with us. Zombie Tommy.
Hey, little Marvel fanboy, as always, and Pep Gamer.
Check
Get
out
your
Pep
dub on.
Gamer, like, subscribe, and thank you for joining us, guys. God bless, and I'll see you on the Patreon.
And happy Halloween, everybody.
Thanks again, guys. God bless.